things that are really going to help you day by day. Now, number one, look back in forgiveness. Now, every one of us in our lives have been wrong. We have been offended. We have been hurt. We have opportunities, of course, to live in bitterness and hurt and unforgiveness, or we can choose to forgive. Now, forgiveness has both a present reality, it also has a past reality and a future reality. Instantaneously, when you and I are offended, we have an opportunity and also a challenge to forgive. And you need to forgive. And the reason why you need to forgive is a couple of things that you need to know. Number one, it is for your own peace of mind that you forgive. Secondly, because if you don't forgive, it is going to definitely hinder your relationship with God and with other people. If you don't forgive, for example, you're going to always look at people with a certain amount of suspicion and cynicism. And you don't want to have that. You want to be able to look at every person as a possible friend, a possible individual that you can interact with, and instead putting up walls, you tear down the walls. So that's the present reality of forgiveness. The second, past forgiveness, is, of course, it won't keep coming back up and over again. We all have memories, and they pop up at the most inappropriate times. Usually when you and I are not expecting them. And all of a sudden that vast amount of feelings all of a sudden comes up again. That's why you need to say, hey, I forgave that person. I'm not going to let these negative emotions and these negative thoughts take me away from my present reality of peace. And then, of course, there's that future reality where no matter what anyone does to you, you're not going to do the same to them. You are going to walk in forgiveness. That is absolutely essential. So look back in forgiveness. And secondly, look forward in hope. Now, I love 1 Corinthians 13:13. And the reason why I love 1 Corinthians 13:13, it goes like this: these three remain: faith, hope, and love. Now, of course, love is the foundation of faith. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Basically, faith is trust. So when you are a trusting person because you've walked in forgiveness, you can begin to believe, and hope is that belief that you have a future. You know, Jeremiah said in Jeremiah 29, he says, the Lord looks at us with favor. He's got a plan and a purpose for our lives. So you and I can actually look forward with hope. We can believe that things can get better because we have chosen to forgive, because we have chosen to release those negative things in our lives and have chosen to look at things more positively. I was reading today Norman Vincent Peale, and Norman Vincent Peale basically says, when you walk with gratitude and when you walk with thankfulness, he says those things will be not only projected in your lives, they will become a reality in your lives. It was Jesus is who had basically, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. And Paul said the same thing and reiterated the same thing back in Galatians 6:8. He says, whatever you sow, you reap. So if you're sowing kindness and hope, then that is what is going to come back to you. And you're also focusing on the future and that the future is going to get better. Remember, the past can chain you if you allow it, but that's why you need to walk in, of course, forgiveness. And then you need to walk daily in compassion. I cannot emphasize compassion enough. Compassion is the practical expression of love. You're looking at people not with pity, but with empathy. You're being sympathetic with people. You want to help people. And the reason you want to help people is because you've been healed by forgiveness. You are a person of hope. And so, because of those two qualities, guess what? You look at the world with compassion. You look at the world with love, and you want to express that compassion through kindness and also as well gentleness. That's what you want to do. You want to be that person who comes in and heals. You want to be that person who comes in and ministers love. You want to be that person who walks with hope, with forgiveness, and you want to bring that message to others. Paul said in 1 Corinthians 11:23, that which I have, I want to pass unto you. I want you to experience what I have experienced. I want you to understand the joy and the victory and the abundant life that I currently have and the decisions that I have made moment by moment, hour by hour. You see, it's a decision. You make a decision to forgive. You make a decision to love. You make a decision to walk in hope. You make a decision that you are going to be a blessing and not a curse. And it's not easy to do because we have a crazy world, especially these days. I mean, all you have to do is look at the news and you can see what's happening, for example, in the United States. And you're thinking, where is the compassion? Where is the love? You have state officials who will stand up and basically say, well, because these people look this way, because these people are from this country, because these people are, not of what we would consider the mosaic of our society, we want to deport them. We want to detain them. And that's not love. That's not compassion. That's not forgiveness. That is revenge. That is prejudice. That is bias. And that is what's happening in many places around the world. We're not heading towards the better. Remember Star Trek, where Captain Kirk would say, we're getting better. Or Jean-Luc Picard would say, hey, we are evolved past that. No, we haven't evolved past it. Even though that would be the nice narrative that we would like to see our future look like, it's not the direction that we're currently going. Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't show kindness or love or anything. That's individually us. So let's not be part of today's society. Let's not be part of today's narrative. Let's create our own. And the last thing that I want you to do is walk with gratitude. Okay? Look up and be a grateful person. Thanksgiving is not just one day in October or November. It is a moment by moment, hour by hour, day by day experience where you and I, because we've walked in forgiveness, we've looked forward into hope, we're walking now and being people of compassion, it creates an attitude of gratitude and thankfulness. And the world needs more thankful people. We have enough cynics. We have enough critics. We have enough individuals who are complaining about what's going on. And you got to make that a decision. I am not going to be that person. You choose to be that person, or you choose not to be that person. And it's not easy to do because there's lots of forces, there's lots of people, and lots of situations that are out there right now that could completely and totally change your narrative. You could be that person walking in unforgiveness. You could be that person who's cynical about the future. You could forget your compassion and you can forget your gratitude. Or you can choose to be a person of forgiveness. You can look forward to hope. You can be a person of compassion and you can walk with gratitude. That's your decision. Nobody can make that decision for you. You have to make that decision. But I guarantee that when you do what I have been talking about today, your life is going to be better. It's going to be better, maybe not because of the circumstances, but because of your attitude towards the circumstances. The choices that you have made, the choice of forgiveness, the choice of hope, the choice of compassion, and the choice of gratitude. You do these things, And I guarantee that your life will be better. Maybe it'll be better just because you've changed your mindset, just because you've changed your view, just because you've chosen that the chapters of your life are going to be one of forgiveness, hope, compassion, and gratitude. That's your choice. Make it today and make it a great choice today. Well, if you like what you've been hearing and seeing, I always encourage you to press the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to remind you that every day I post these these little pithy sayings that would encourage you. It only takes you 15 or 20 seconds, but maybe, just maybe, that one thought could revolutionize your day. My name is Robert Dean Steele. Thanks for joining me. Have yourself a great and godly day.